Hello everyone, and welcome back to Career Corner, Maine West's only career talk show where we learn about jobs in our community. I'm your host, Ben Pluta, and today we have a very special guest with us, Michael Norman, who is a producer at Marquee Sports Network. Good afternoon, Michael. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me, Ben. It's great to be here. Very excited to talk and join you guys.
So, what were some of the jobs that you've had that have led to your current position at Marquee Sports?
Yeah, so now I'm a producer at Marquee Sports Network. I started at Indiana University, went to school there for journalism, worked in newspaper, print, radio, a little bit of television out there. And for me, when I was in school, I just really wanted to cast a wide net to kind of set myself up. I didn't really know where I was going to go, if I was going to go TV, newspaper, radio, whatever it might be. But I ended up in TV. I freelanced along for a long time. I had a background in graphics and video production. The big things for me was just being able to be versatile and have different jobs in different positions and to be able to work in a control room or in a studio or on a crew.
Yeah, and you mentioned versatility and how you were originally in radio, print, and TV, and just getting your foot in the door for those different kinds of opportunities to, see what you're interested in, see what you like, and it's just a really good way to get a feel for like what these kinds of things are and what you like, what you don't, what works for you.
Yeah, 100%. For me, I was lucky enough to kind of have a focus of knowing that I love sports and knowing that I wanted to be in sports. So I had a little bit of an idea to be able to focus in on that. But that is the hardest thing, be able to focus in because media is so broad these days.
What is your day-to-day like? What's your routine? What are you doing every day?
In general, being a producer is really the point guard and the leader of the team. I'm working with our video production crew. I'm working with our graphics crew. I'm working with our studio crew. Hey, we're going to shoot a segment that he's going to have a bat in his hand and he's going to be moving around. Okay, I talked to the camera guys. How do we want to shoot this? You set up, you have meetings, you're talking about the show with everybody. You talk to the talent, you talk to your crew, everybody's lined up, you're all on the same page.
It's not just a lot of work in the studio, it's a lot of work even at home, trying to plan things out, and it's one of the unique careers where it's not just you have to go into work. It's you're doing things all the time. You're prepping things. You're reaching out to people. You're making these connections to get your story together.
It's true, yeah, and especially when you're working for a company or you're working for a team, you're trying to cover them. You're always trying to have the most up-to-date information. For me, I constantly read. I read articles, especially about the Cubs or baseball, where I'm trying to stay up to date. But that's important for wherever you work.
What was the most exciting thing or fun thing you've been able to do with either your freelance jobs or working on Marquee Sports?
One of the coolest things that that kind of still sticks with me that I was able to do was I was covering the Indianapolis 500. I went to Indiana, so a big deal out there especially. But I kind of made my way into the winner's circle, right? So I'm chilling in the winner's circle. Everybody's hugging. Guy gets out of his car, he's drinking the milk, and a guy taps me on the shoulder and he's like, hey, let me through. He goes, oh, Dad, son, and they hug. Guys crying, son, you just won the Indianapolis 500. And I'm in the best moment of this guy's life. But it was cool. It's one of those experiences I look back on, especially. It was I can't believe I did that. I was fortunate enough to work with the World Series, work for the Cubs doing the video board. It was a great crew because we started in 2015, the year before the Cubs won the World Series. And that's when everybody got put together. So it was very fresh. We were there, that was our second year of working all together. And yeah, it was a lot of guys and girls that were my age, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of camaraderie. But to be able to follow a team like that, a great team that was so good and so much fun to watch, be there day in, day out, it was special, and it was one of those things where as it built throughout the year, we were able to see, it all come together. So it felt like we were a part of it. And working at Wrigley Field, you can't beat that. It's awesome. I always say, my office is one of the places that people put right on their bucket list. How many people's office is like that? I get to go to work there every day. It's exciting. It's hard to narrow it down to one moment, whatever it might be. Cubs winning the World Series is pretty much up there.
So what advice would you give to students who want to get into sports broadcasting?
It's really about being ready for opportunities when they're in front of you, being versatile, having yourself set up to be ready to take advantage of things, and then also just being open, try new things, have fun, it's fun. You're working sports, you're working TV. Yeah, the more you could do, the more versatile you could be, it helps.
Well, that's all we have for today's episode. And again, a very big thank you to Michael for coming out to talk to us. I hope you have a great day. And once again, thank you for tuning in to Career Corner. I'm your host, Ben Pluta, and I'll see you in the next episode.